Hello friends, this is Kirti Seth again. In this video, we will discuss how to create constructors in C++. What are constructors and how to create constructors?
Okay friends, let's discuss something about constructors in C++. Constructors are special functions. We define them just to initialize the object. Constructors are only used to initialize the object. For example, let's say we have class. My class name is human. And this class has one string variable and another integer variable, let's say age. String is name and integer is age. I should include string also here, hash include string class string. Okay, now these members are private. If we don't write anything, then by default also it's private, but I always believe that it is a good practice to write keyword private here. Now let's say I want to write two public functions in the class. First one is set function. It will set the value of name and age, void set string x and int b. So it will assign x to name and b to age. Name is equal to x and age is equal to b. And in the same manner, I want to write a display function just to output the value. Void display and then cout my name is and then name and my age is and this is my age, and then go to the next line. This is just to display. Now I will write a constructor. Constructor is a special function that is used to initialize the object. Its name is same as name of class. Class name and constructor name are same. It does not have any return type, not even void. It cannot have any return types. Constructors cannot have any return type, not even void. See, if I write void here, it will have an error. So constructors cannot have, because their purpose is just to initialize the object. They will assign initial values. They don't return anything, they cannot return anything, and they cannot do any other thing. Okay, so now here inside constructor, I will assign name is equal to something, let's say no name, and let's say age is equal to 0. Now how we will use constructor? Let's say inside main I create one object of my class human. As soon as I write human and let's say my object name is Kirti. As soon as I create this object Kirti, it will get its initial values from this constructor. Name is equal to no name, age will be 0. Let's check it. Without calling set function, it will get initial values from constructor. When I write Kirti dot display, what it will give us? Let's say, let's run it. My function name is wrong. It should be display, dis. Should be display. Now it's right. Now when I will run it, see what it will give me. My name is no name and my age is 0. So this is, as soon as you create one object, it will initialize that object. Constructor initialize the object as soon as you create the object. Now let's say here, when I will write set function, I can give some other values. Kirti dot set some name, let's say xyz, and then some age, let's say 25. Now when I will call display function, it will display all the ages, all the values. Now let's say run it. Initially, because at the time of creation of object, constructor called my name is no name and my age is 0, and after that with set function we set xyz name and age is 25. So this is how constructor work. You need not to call any function. At the time of declaration of object, it initialize the object itself. It has given initial value to both the variables, name and age. So this type of constructor which do not have any parameter and where we can fix the value, this type of constructors are called default constructor. This type of constructors are called default constructors. Okay, constructors are a special function. Their name is same as the name of class. They do not have any return type, not even void. They cannot have any return type, not even void. They are always public. You cannot make a constructor as private. It is an error. They are always public. Sorry, when I will paste it, it will be an runtime error. You cannot make a constructor private. Here are the errors. You can check. Here is an error, a runtime error. You cannot make a constructor as private. Constructors are always public functions. We can always declare constructors in public section. And the constructor which do not have any parameter, that type of constructors are called default constructor. Constructors can have parameters also. Now we will write a constructor which is having parameter. Let's say human, okay, is string any variable c, and let's say integer any variable p. Now name will be c and age will be p. Name is equal to c and age is equal to p. Let's make this constructor as comment. First we will discuss about, now here we will discuss about this constructor. Let's make it as comment. Now we have a constructor human which is having two parameter, which assigns, one is a string parameter c and another is integer parameter p, which assigns name to c to name and p to age. This type of constructor which can have parameter, these type of constructors are known as parameterized constructors. Okay. So now when I will write, now I think I don't have, okay, now when I will write, I will declare the object Kirti. I should give values here like this. I will give some value to name, let's say some value, let's say addition, okay, and the age we can give 55, and when we will display, it will give us this name and age. So it will initialize the object at the time of declaration, but you have to give the values. Now when I will run it, it will show you my name is addition and my name is 55. Another is with set function. Okay. So this is how to create a parameterized constructor. A class can have more than one constructor, because constructor is what? Constructor is a function. So it is like function overloading. A class can have more than one constructor. This is also correct. A single class can have default constructor also. A single class can have parameterized constructor also. Here if I write a second object, I can simply write a second object as, let's say, Newton. My object name is Newton, and I can write without it. Now it will take the default value. It will take the default value from this constructor. So a class can have default constructor, a class can have parameterized constructor, a class can have both constructor. We can overload constructors also. For example, here, let's say I write another constructor human, and I want to give the value for string variable, I want to give the value for name, but what I want to fix age. Here I write age will always be 0 or anything else. Age will always be 25. So this is a kind of overloading. Now for third object, let's say, okay, let's just remove this set function. Let's say here I write display function for Newton. Okay. Now let's say I will create the third object, and that third object is, my third object is, let's say this is addition. Okay, and for this I will fix the name, and my name will also be addition. Okay, now for addition also I will call display function just to check the value. I should write it capital display, and when I will call it, now let's check. For first object Kirti, it will be my name is Edison and my name is 50. Oh, I should change name here, otherwise it will. Okay, let's say name here is Kirti. So my name is Kirti, age is this 55. Then second object is Newton and third object is Edison. So for Newton, name will be no name and age will be 0 because it will initialize by this default constructor, and just because it is using the third constructor. Here the age is fixed 25 and name is Edison. Now when I will run it, let's check the results. For first one, my name is Kirti and my age is 55. For second one, my name is no name and my age is 0 because it is calling default constructor. And for third one, the output is my name is and my age is 25. It should give name also. My name is, why it is not displaying? Let me check. For third one, string h, Edison, it should give my name, it should display name also. Why it is not displaying name? Let me check it again. And my age is 25. It is, oh, sorry. I just forgot to assign h2 name. Here I should write name is equal to h. Yes, that's why. Now when we will run it, see. My name is Kirti, my age is 55, my name is no name, my age is 0 and my name is Edison and my age is 25. So by this way we can create constructors. A class can have more than one constructor, both default constructor and parameterized constructor. We can overload, like a constructor is having 2 parameters, here constructor is having only 1 parameter. The constructor which do not have any parameter is called default constructor. A constructor which is having parameter are called parameterized constructor. So this is how we can create constructors, how constructors work. Hope you will enjoy this video. Thanks a lot.